The performing arts and the arts in general are very important to developing the whole person. You know, it's important that you come here and you are touched by so many things that you may not have been exposed to in high school.
Stick that hand out. Stick it out. That's it. Stick it right out. That's it.
I've written and directed and acted professionally, and you know, I used to make videos. Actually, I used to do a lot of, you know, I've done a lot outside of teaching. And I suppose what that brings to teaching for me is quite high standards. I expect to do my best work because I've been trained to do my best work, and I expect that from the students. And I think, again, that brings us to a level, a higher level than it would otherwise, because I have worked professionally.
Okay. Yes, he has told me all about poor Mr. Bunbury and his terrible state of health.
The value of a liberal arts education is that I think it does prepare you to become a literate and thinking citizen. I hope. That's what we hope for. Yeah.
Education is an opening into new vistas of intellectual life. And so what it does is really creates opportunities for students. I prefer mostly just to talk to students, present them with problems, invite them to solve those problems, to reflect on the history of things and predicaments that affect our situation at the moment.
Mr. Bingley's defense of his friend was a very able one, I dare say. But since he is unacquainted with several parts of the story, I think at St. Thomas we make a special effort to focus on the whole human being. We focus on students' interests, we focus on students' questions. We try as much as possible to create student-centered classrooms so that the subjects that we're studying are actually not simply delivered on a plate to be consumed, but students are invited to engage and question and test and argue until they, in an internal way, begin to truly understand some of the questions that have been asked by humanity from the very beginning. Assuring him that Mr. Darcy would consider his addressing him without interest, Elizabeth listened with delight to the happy though modest hopes which Jane entertained. What we do in English 1006 is introduce students to critical reading and writing, so that we take a look at a variety of short stories and drama and poetry, and we focus on what kinds of ideas, big ideas, the authors were trying to get at, and how these ideas actually relate to the students in their own lives.
A liberal education is something that opens your eyes to a completely new world, and I can speak from personal experience. I grew up in a small town in Nova Scotia and then went to a liberal arts university. It was exciting in terms of leaving home for the first time, living away from home, and it just introduces you to a lot of new ideas, some of which challenge your own beliefs as well, and that was difficult even for me at first. When you think you know everything, then you realize you don't know much.